Welcome back, guys, to a major forecast here on now Major Hurricane Laura. Yes, I said major hurricane. This is a Category 5, 140-mile-an-hour monster here in the Gulf, which is hours from making landfall here for Louisiana and affecting eastern Texas. Look at the eye on this storm, guys. This is absolutely a mental hurricane by far. It is the strongest we've had in the Atlantic, guys. This could possibly be a Category 5 right before landfall. So we're going up against a potential Category 5 landfall. We're going to be seeing over 25-foot storm surge, over 20 inches of rain, 150 plus miles an hour, with also power outages as well. 40-foot waves already have been reported in the center of the eye, actually 42 foot waves to be exact. This is a monster storm, will be absolutely catastrophic, devastating, and a deadly hurricane here. This could be equivalent to Katrina's storm surge, and we will see. This storm could possibly be retired. We will see. I mean, this is going to be possibly a Category 5 landfall here. It's already caused over 13 deaths already, and there's probably a good bit more in the Caribbean there. And imagine the storm surge, just the effects. We have the Mississippi River, we have areas of Missouri River, we have so many areas where we can see as far inland as Arkansas can see major impacts, including flooding, and even areas as far as Shreveport can see even storm surge. I know it's hard to believe. It's because we got these rivers, and with 20-foot storm surge inland, 30-foot storm surge inland, that's going to push those rivers back, and that's going to bring major inland flooding, guys. This is going to be a major hurricane hours from landfall here. I will try to keep you guys updated, but this will be a night and pitch black landfall. So this is going to be a very, very catastrophic, devastating, and deadly storm. If you have not left, leave now. Hurricane warnings have been pushed up near the Arkansas region. State of emergencies, all of that, mandatory evacuations, all of that has been stated. But now let's get into this major tropical forecast on major hurricane, soon to be Category 5, potentially Hurricane Laura. So we all remember this was a Category 1 when we woke up yesterday in the morning. Look at this, a major 145 an hour major hurricane, just a couple hundred miles off the coast of Louisiana, and it's continuing to slow down now at 15 miles an hour. This thing is moving really slow for a major hurricane, and that's why it could possibly become a major hurricane here. It is very, very close. This thing strengthened 65 miles an hour in 24 hours, and if you compare, this thing has jumped a ton compared to yesterday. I mean, this is absolutely mental. It's strengthened 80 plus miles an hour, 80 plus miles an hour since yesterday morning. This is absolutely mental, guys. A 140 mile an hour storm with 947 millibars. That is mental to think of that. We had 983 last night. That's a 40 millibar difference, be less than 24 hours. That is mental. Not many storms, guys. I don't even think Katrina did this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not even sure Katrina dropped in pressure that fast. 40 millibars in less than 18 hours is mental. That's mental. That's a big concern there. I mean, Cameron, Lake Charles, Beaumont, Galveston. I mean, as far as Shreveport and Little Rock, you guys can be seeing some very good impacts. I mean, guys, there's a decent shot, a very good shot. This could become a Category 5 right before landfall here. This could be a Category 5 officially maybe at 11 p.m. I will try to save as much as I can. Good thing is tomorrow's online for me, so I don't have to stay up early. But look at that mental storm. Let's go and check out now satellite imagery on this massive and very well organized monster here in the Gulf. Guys, look at this on satellite imagery. This is actually, I want you guys to guess what I'm thinking of. What storm? Guess, not Katrina. I'm not thinking of a Gulf storm. I want you guys to guess what storm I'm thinking of just by looking at the eye. I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds. Alright. I am thinking of Hurricane Dorian. If you guessed that, you guys are OG. This looks almost exactly to Hurricane Dorian's eye. And storms have different eyes, if you guys didn't know that. It's not the same thing, not a little dot. this looks almost identical to Dorian's eye. It's absolutely crazy how similar this looks to Hurricane Dorian's eye. Let's actually pause this right here. Look how close this eye is from Louisiana. We're already seeing a ton of cloud cover here. Look at the banding. Absolutely crazy banding here. Nice. Really very organized here. Northwestern quadrant here. I mean, this is absolutely mental. The southwestern quadrant, mental. I mean, these bandings are crazy. This is absolutely crazy of a storm. I mean, I can't believe this is what we're seeing. I mean, Laura, out of the little tropical storm it was, turned into now a massive Category 4 landfall. This is just, I can't get this out of my head. And guys, this has plenty of time to become a Category 5. Plenty of time. It's moving 15 miles an hour. It has a good 8 hours before landfall. I mean, but obviously since this is a Category 4, as we speak, we can see huge impacts already in the coast in the next 3-4 hours. I mean, guys, take this seriously. Take it seriously. If you're not going to take this seriously, which is a Category 4, then what will you take here seriously? I mean, guys, this could be already a Category 5 right now. This could be a Category 5. I mean, it strengthens 65 miles an hour in 24 hours. I would not rule out the possibility of this being a Category 5 right now. I mean, this looks almost identical to Dorian's. I mean, this center, this eye looks almost identical to Dorian. I can't get my head out of this. Look at the size of this eye. This size of the eye was absolutely crazy. I mean, it was a mental eye here. I mean, it was massive. It's kind of slimmed down a little bit, but look at that nice northwest or that northeastern quadrant. Very, very well. I mean, that southwestern quadrant, obviously the most organized in my opinion, but look at this, guys. This is absolutely devastating what we're seeing right now. I mean, this will absolutely just destroy areas of Louisiana. I hate to say, guys. I mean, this is going to devastate these poor areas. I mean, it's hitting some poor areas. I mean, there's a lot of trailer parks here, one-story houses, very poor areas here. And this could be a Category 5 and bring 30, possibly 30-foot storm surge at some points, maybe at the peak storm surge. I mean, that's crazy. And we all know, I believe, high tide is at night. It's at night. And this will be making landfall at night. So, I mean, with the high tide, this could easily break 30-foot storm surge. And that's easily going to top a 2-story house. It could easily top maybe even a 3-story house. This is going to be a crazy hurricane. And this could very well be on its way to possibly getting retired. This could be retired. I mean, it very well could. We'll see with the damage. If it does get retired, the damage, the storm surge, the deaths. But I mean, I think we already have enough deaths I believe for this to be retired. But oh my gosh, guys, this is actually extremely scary to look at. I mean, even though I'm not in the path of this or even to look, this is just extremely scary looking just by looking at this. I mean, I feel like this is a brewing monster in the Gulf already. I mean, it's crazy. But let's go check out now at another satellite imagery here. So here's another satellite image. This is actually more zoomed out. But look at this. Look how much it formed this eye today. I mean, it had an eye last night. Kind of convected up. But look at this eye right now. I mean, this eye is pitch perfect. Super clear. This banding on the southwestern quadrant or southeastern quadrant is just mental. I mean, this is a devastating storm itself. Already starting to see that cloud cover getting very close inland. I mean, it's moving northwest here, so heading straight for the areas possibly of Louisiana and Texas border. This is going to be a devastating hurricane. We all know that for sure. And I mean, I'm telling you guys, and my gut's telling me this is a Category 5 already. I mean, there's no way this is just a Category 4. I mean, I think this could very well, will definitely be a Category 5 at some point. But really, this did a Michael on us. This did a Michael. I mean, this is showing you how the Gulf is extremely dangerous. I mean, Katrina blew up. Michael blew up here. Harvey blew up here. I mean, there's so many occasions where these storms have absolutely blown up here. It's mental, really, what happened here. I mean, look at this. This is actually just extremely scary to look at. Let's actually zoom in more. You guys can actually see a clear look at that eye. I mean, it's it's really just crazy to see. I mean, and we can see a lot more of these type of storms, major hurricanes left in the season. This is our first one so far in the Atlantic. We could see 5 more, 4 more, 6 more. It's really hard to believe that this is happening even before the peak of the hurricane season officially. The peak of the season is still not until 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and we're already seeing possibly maybe already a Category 5 hurricane. I mean, this is a devastating storm for sure, and this will absolutely be catastrophic landfall for the Gulf Coast. So here's a look now at hurricane lore, 5 o'clock here now. Updates as you see here. Hurricane warnings have extended now as far inland as Alexandria, Lufkin. It's not too common where areas just out of Shreveport see a hurricane warning. That's not too common at all. Look, Texarkana and even as far inland as Arkansas are under tropical storm warnings. That does not happen often. But all the way from the Houston area, from the Texas coast, as far inland as Arkansas is under tropical storm warning. So if you're in the red county, including Shreveport, Texarkana, Tyler, Houston, Huma, you guys are near as well. Morgan City, you guys are under in those red counties. You guys are under tropical storm warnings, so it's almost a guaranteed chance to see tropical storm force winds sustained and maybe even hurricane force wind gusts. But look at all those purple counties. All those purple counties, ladies and gentlemen, are hurricane warnings. Look, all the way from Galveston near Shreveport, Alexandria, Port Arthur, Lufkin. We have Lake Charles, areas near the border of Texas. We have as well Beaumont, I believe Beaumont. I mean, this is going to be a devastating storm, and you can see they have the confidence to have tropical storm warnings as far inland as Arkansas. Look at this, guys. This is above ground level. This is actually if peaks occurs at high tide, 15 to 20 foot storm surge, and that's absolutely mental. 15 to 20 foot storm surge, guys. That's unsurvivable. Even the National Hurricane Center said that this is unsurvivable. I don't want to say this, but there's no way if you wait the storm out, you're gonna make it out nice without a bruise. I mean, 20-foot storm surge, guys. That is absolutely mental to have 20 feet of water in areas that shouldn't have water over at all. Look, as far as Galveston and Freeport, Texas, can see 2 to 4 foot storm surge. As far as Grand Isle, can see possibly 4 to 7 foot storm surge. Near Gulfport, New Orleans, even New Orleans area can see 1 to 3 foot storm surge. Morgan City, that general area. But as you can see, this is where we're going to be seeing the worst of the storm surge right here. In this general area, we're seeing from 8 to possibly even 20 plus foot storm surge. Actually, I believe they haven't updated because I believe they updated to 20 to 25. I believe they did that, but let's look at the cone here. As you see, National Hurricane Center has, look at that, tropical storm wind fields, almost the size of Louisiana. The tropical storm force wind field is almost the size of Louisiana, or actually, I believe it's over. I think this wind field's bigger than Louisiana, and it's really, really hard to see a wind field that big. And look at that hurricane wind field. That wind field for this hurricane's absolutely crazy. It is around 2 Rhode Islands. 2 Rhode Islands, guys. Maybe even 3 Rhode Islands back to back to back. Tropical storm warnings, of course, from all the way from Freeport up to areas near Grand Isle, Louisiana. And obviously, expected to be a tropical storm as far as Little Rock. And then it possibly become a post-tropical storm once it goes back in the Atlantic. Power outage potential, very widespread. Almost a guaranteed to see power outages near Lake Charles, areas near, I believe, Beaumont, Texas, areas as well, just the general areas right here for the coastal areas of Louisiana. This will be a devastating and mental storm here. And when I mean mental, guys, this is going to be absolutely just a deadly storm. I mean, I'm sorry, but the chances of surviving if you stay over, and if you stay on the coast of this storm, I really hate to say, the chances of surviving are slim. I mean, be realistic. Possibly 20 plus foot of storm surge, 150 plus miles an hour winds. trees will obviously easily fall. I mean, you won't have power. I mean, Port Arthur, Lake Charles. I mean, there's Beaumont. I mean, this is crazy. Even as far as Memphis, guys can see a possible chance for power outages. Little Rock, Morgan City, Trinity, Houston. I mean, look, Memphis, guys. Memphis even is under a possible, and this is making landfall in the coast of Louisiana, and likely power outages for areas near Shreveport, Tyler, Texarkana. I mean, this is crazy. Let's check out the current wind extent here for Laura. I mean, look at the tropical storm wind field. It's over the size of Louisiana. It's very, very rare to see a wind field this big. Almost like, guys, this hurricane's right here, and we're already possibly seeing tropical storm force wind as far as New Orleans. And look at the eye. Look at this eye right here. Look at it. Right in this purple where the hurricane force winds, that's the eye right there. That is the eye. That is a massive eye. That's a very large eye. Let me just tell you, Laura's impressive. Let's compare this wind field. Let's kind of compare that, and let's say move it up. So that's kind of from New Orleans. Look, from New Orleans, kind of past into near Galveston is that wind field. This is a mental storm here heading straight for Louisiana and Texas. Now, for the next 3 days, we now have a high 50+ chance for flash flooding. Obviously, we all knew that would happen because we can see up to 15 to 20 inches of rain in a very short time period. This could be devastating flooding alone with the rain. Add on the storm surge, it's going to be crazy here. So a high risk maintained for flooding here for Lake Charles, Beaumont, as well as areas right there on the border of, southwestern Louisiana, around the border of Texas there. And then a moderate risk even for portions of the lower or higher Mississippi River Basin there. Missouri, Kentucky, Illinois, Arkansas. I mean, you guys can't forget about that. This could be a tropical storm over Arkansas. That's going to bring some big-time flooding for the Ohio River. So, I mean, not only are we going to be seeing extreme, devastating cost damage and flooding for these areas, we've been seeing a lot of damage as well as far as areas of the Ohio Valley. I mean, that's something you gotta keep in mind. So this is absolutely just a crazy storm here. It's something you don't see every year. But 2020, we can be seeing multiple of these storms. Look at that, 15 to 20 inches of rain for portions of the inland areas of Louisiana. Look, even as far inland as Arkansas, 7 to 10 inches of rain. Areas where Kentucky and the Ohio Valley, 5 to 7 inches of rain. I mean, this is a crazy, crazy storm here. So here's like now our hurricane model to predict before this landfall. And as you see, they get this possibly up to a pretty good storm, 945, 940. And this is actually a 947 storm right now. I mean, I think this could get sub 940. I mean, 939. I mean, I believe this could possibly obviously be a category 5 as we speak right now. But look at the size of the eye. Going to devastate Louisiana. Going to devastate Arkansas as well with a lot of rain. I wouldn't say devastate Arkansas, but going to bring extreme impacts for Arkansas that they don't really usually see. But let's take the 10-meter winds. I mean, look at this storm. This is mental here. That's actually, I really want to check the 850 meter winds here. I mean, that's probably scary to look at. Look at 144 knots here. I mean, wow, 148 knots, 125, but this is just a crazy, look at that eye, bro. That eye was massive. This is definitely one of the biggest eyes I have. I mean, look at that. This is expected in 3 hours. The eye's massive. I mean, that's like a good 50, 70 miles there. I mean, sheesh, that's a very impressive eye, but I mean, yeah, this is a massive storm, guys, and I'm going to continue to really cover this storm here. I mean, look, they show 167 knots here in the next 3 hours in the higher atmosphere. I mean, that took 190 miles an hour, so surface, that's like 160. That's a category 5 there. I mean, that's all, that shows you that. So, guys, I want to continue to really keep you guys updated on Major Hurricane Laura. I probably won't have another video forecast on here. Obviously, I would be live streaming if I could, but I really can't. I can't. But this is a massive storm. I will possibly do a time lapse or a video of this making landfall here on satellite imagery. I will try to do that here, but I mean, I hope you guys stay safe, and bye, guys.